Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 3. Last episode we found a demonic tower on the east shore. One filled with deadly creatures, including creatures that cause dumbfounding and creatures that were Rakshasi. Lovely. Now I think we'll take a look a bit further around towards Lorelei a bit. If we can get around these freaking guards. Come on, thank you. Okay. Huh. You know what, let me take a look at the maps here. Okay, that's that bit over there. And there's Softport, there's Lorelei. Okay, so basically it's around over there. Alright then. Actually, before we do... Well, there's Softport there. Now that I think about it. Nah, never mind. Okay. Yeah, let's get to Lorelei. It should be right around here somewhere. This was once a huge, beautiful bridge covered with intricate carvings and lovely marble work. It was a beautiful piece of Empire engineering. Sadly, giants have been using it for target practice. It's still standing, but that's all you can say for it. Okay, Lorelei is on this side of the river. Let's see. Lorelei Pass. Guards are on an illicit substance alert. Travelers may be searched. Lovely. You reach an Empire checkpoint. A large group of soldiers approaches you. You try to move around them, but they seem very determined to speak with you. The captain walks up to talk to you, looking somewhat embarrassed. Many apologies, travelers. A certain herb, known by the name scribane, grown on the Isle of Beguile, has been carried through here in direct violation of the laws of our nation. Anyone approaching Lorelei must receive a quick magical inspection before proceeding. If you refuse and turn back, we shall understand perfectly. However, having even a tiny bit of this herb is quite illegal. If you let yourself be searched. Sure! We have nothing to hide! One of the Empire wizards walks up, mumbles a brief spell, and touches each of your packs. Finally, walks back to the captain. They're clean! The captain apologizes again for the trouble and waves you by. Thank you. And here is Lorelei. Malak 25 miles north, Softport 70 miles south. And healing herbs. We have so many herbs, we should probably do something to use some of them. You approach the farmer to do some shopping. He refuses to sell you anything, saying, "We don't serve your kind around here, now be off!" As you leave, you hear him say, "Damn Nephil." Looks like they have an orchard around here. Can't even get close to the place. Yes, go ahead. Fine, it's been checked. You pass some Empire guards on patrol with a pair of hounds. They look delicately balanced on the edge between total exhaustion and complete collapse. They give you a few half-hearted warnings about giants and trudge onwards. Well, let's see what Lorelei's doing. First, of course,
Hey, how you doing?
round the outside. Shut up. Oh, this city's a bit of a fortress. At least they look well defended. They'll probably make sure nothing actually manages to get in, which I suppose is a good thing, considering they're dealing with giants. After all, giants can basically run up and bash down the wall if they're strong enough. Hopefully, their walls are probably tall enough to stop the giants, but still. Ugh. Alright. You enter Lorelei, a city under constant bombardment. The streets are littered with fragments of the countless stones the hill giants have lobbed over the walls, and every building shows the signs of constant blows. Lorelei's narrow cobblestone streets are nearly empty. Everyone stays inside as much as possible to stay safe from the bombardment. Unfortunately, you don't get to see much of the town before you are interrupted. Shortly after you enter, a platoon of guards marches up to you led by an Empire dervish. The dervish lifts the visor on her helmet and says, "I'm Commander Bruscard of the Lorelei Militia. I'd like to welcome you to Lorelei. We have heard of your deeds, and we have a monster problem ourselves. Be sure to come see me in the barracks. In the meantime, enjoy our city. Oh, and don't spend too much time in the street." She nods to you and marches her troops off. I think we'll leave our horses here, thank you. Well, I'm guessing someone is going to sell well, be a person who sells horses to us. Okay, that's that place. That's a person. Sandra constantly looks around while... Oh! We actually spoke with her. What are you doing here? Thanks for trying. We never went to the bunker! We need to head back down to go to the bunker. Oh! I forgot about that. You know what? We'll do it after we go through Lorelei. We'll go through Lorelei, and then we'll head to the bunker. I can't believe I forgot about that. Shrine of the Anama. Anama members only, please. Really? Come on. As you enter the temple, you feel an unpleasant tingling sensation all over your bodies. Then an invisible wall of force throws you back. An atonal, disembodied voice says, Anama members only. So much for that. And we can't even talk to that person. Come on, really? Only Anama members in this church? Why? Ugh. These are narrow streets, though. Library of Lorelei. Well, let's see here. This woman needs more sun. She's clearly been cooped up in here with her thousands of scrolls for some time. She's pale enough to be an Avernite. I am Yesenia. No, Yesenia. I am Yesenia. You look like you don't go outdoors much. Wandering the streets of Lorelei has been hazardous for some time. Fortunately, I am generally disinclined to go outside anyway. Why don't you like going out? She shakes her head sadly. My skin becomes painfully burned by even short exposure to the sun. I would not have chosen to spend every moment of my life indoors looking after books, but then one does what one must. At least it keeps me safe from the giants, and the Avernites have it just as bad. What do you think of the Avernites? My sister became one. She shared my condition. She had to stay indoors, and she grew angry and bitter. The people feared her. They thought she was a witch. So down she went. I have not seen her for many long years. Soon, though, people's feelings about the Avernites will change. I am sure of it. What makes you think so? Oh, you do not fool me. I have heard what you have been doing. Everyone has. Word of your deeds spread, although all are too afraid of the Empire to openly acknowledge the hope they have in you. The news goes by whisper. The Empire will not help us, but Avernum might. We hope and dream, and we will pay Avernum back in kind if we ever get the chance. Oh, and there is one more thing you should know. What should I know? Rumors travel. One of them is that there is an Avernite in town, besides you. You should do some looking around in the southeast corner of town. And that's all I can say. You should go. You may be dangerous company for a poor old woman like me. What do you do in here? I am the official librarian of Lorelei. Is it hard to be the official librarian? Unfortunately, my salary was recently cut. No money left for me. I have to make money other ways. Maybe I'll go up to Moon. They have an excellent collection there. How do you make money? I have been duplicating maps of Midori province for a little extra change. Also, I do a bit of identification. We have a map, thank you. What is in Moon? The town of Moon is north of here, at the north end of Lake Timor. They have a really great library. They even have spell books. Well, that's what I hear. They might pay me what I'm worth. Alright, and any books that might be of use to adventurers? Perhaps. There might be. But we can't share our rarest tomes with anyone who walks in. Of course, if you were able to do something about the giant attacks, I might be able to help you. Of course, that is completely understandable, thank you. And we take a look around in here briefly, because I like uncovering everything. It bugs me how the Anama won't let us in there. I don't get why. The Caring Cubbyhole Inn. This is an interesting kind of inn, way different from how these inns normally look. You meet the keeper of this small, cramped inn. You notice his leg is in a cast. I'm Winterhouse. Welcome to the Caring Cubbyhole Inn. We see a lot of adventurers here, so I'm sure you'll feel right at home. Greetings, innkeeper. Have any free rooms? Excuse me for not standing to greet you. He pats his leg cast. Had a little accident. We have a nice room free. It's only 4 coins for the night. How'd you hurt your leg? I went outside. Accidentally walked under a thrown boulder. My fault for going outdoors. Heard any interesting rumors lately? I heard something very intriguing about some sort of really valuable recipe. Unfortunately, it sort of slipped my mind. 50 coins, however, may restore my memory. Alright, here. I overheard Randall, the item salesman, say something about hearing something about this incredibly rare and powerful alchemical recipe concoction thing. You might want to ask him about it. Randall, the item salesman. We'll be sure to ask him. Alright. Nothing in there. Nice inn! I like it. There's someone. When you get close, this warty beggar woman kneels and extends her bowl. She's old, thin, and considering the boulders, extremely brave to be out in the street like this. Greetings, bold adventurers. It is an honor. My name is Deborah. Why are you begging? She bows her head. My farm was lost in a giant attack. Until peace comes, this is how I must eat. Sorry to hear about your farm. I lost my farm and my husband. Now I am reduced to begging while trying to regain a more respectable place. Could you please give me a few coins? Sure, here's 5 coins. You give her a few coins. She is beside herself with thanks. And kind adventurers, I have advice in return. What advice is that? And if it's stay off the roads and stay inside? I hear many rumors. In particular, I've heard there are Avernites wandering all around us. Keep your weapons close. You never know what those worms will do. Then, with another bow of thanks, she stands and walks off. Right. The Gaia? This small shop is filled with feathers. They're everywhere, floating in the air, getting caught in your hair, making you sneeze. Through the cloud, you see a young woman preparing a bird for roasting. I'm the Gaia. Sorry about the feathers. Is that bird going up for sale soon? Hopefully. I sell fine food, she says chirpily while picking bits of feather off the stuffed bird. What sort of fine food do you sell? I am a specialist in the preparation of all manner of avian life forms. Turkeys, doves, pheasants, finches, chickens, ravens, I can prepare them all. It's even easier with the giants about. How have the giants made it easier? She pauses to pull a small bit of down out of her eye. When throwing rocks at the city, they often aim at birds. I think it relieves the tedium. The dead birds get collected, and I make them delicious. Sort of a tiny dividend of all the danger. Isn't it dangerous to collect the dead birds in the street? I have Deborah do most of the collecting for me. She's a beggar woman and needs to work. I do worry about her, though, with all the rocks falling. Care to purchase some of my wares? Dried meat, weird meat, and meat on a spit. Well, okay then. I won't ask about the weird meat. Alright, these are probably houses. This chamber was once someone's home and shop. Whoever lived here had the relative good sense to move out. Fair enough. Nobody in there. Well, this house may be occupied. And in here... This is an interesting house. Healing potion. Got a lot of these. And nothing on the bookshelf. Oh well. Napor, how are we doing? 15 regular lockpicks, 6 fine lockpicks. I'm guessing... Ah, the courier. Okay. This man nods when you approach. I am Lyle of Empire Internal Affairs. He must be an agent acting on behalf of the Empire in Lorelei. He's surrounded by a veritable cloud of forms, schedules, and notes, which he battles with a worn goose-quill pen. May we speak with you? Have a seat. I'm Internal Affairs for Lorelei. A job of uneven difficulty, let me tell you. Uneven difficulty? What do you mean? With the giants coming and going, people mainly stay inside and don't do anything. That makes things easier. But I sometimes have to go out to serve papers and inspect things. That makes things harder. He leans forward and lowers his voice. It would be better if our leadership was stronger. How has the leadership of Lorelei been lacking? Our mighty mayor seems inclined to wait until the Empire sends help before taking action. I feel help is not likely to come. But what can I do? I'm just a jobs dispatcher, and hardly I've been given a mansion to sell. What sort of missions are there for us? Incredibly urgent message to the city of Gale. Find a dice and take it to Mako in southeastern Valorum in Bolton. Deliver several fine swords to Commander Brooks and Carnold of the Lost Isle. And an incredibly important message to Claw in the Inn of Blades. Yeah, we don't need to do any of them. Tell me about the mansion. The owner of Hawk's Manse, a huge, beautiful mansion at the northwest corner of town, was killed by a boulder. He had no heirs. I was told to find a buyer for it. It is a beautiful structure and quite a bargain. Only 8,000 coins. The only thing necessary is a purchaser, such as, say, a wealthy adventurer looking for a safe base. You know, I do like our little house up in the hills, but a home in the city would also be very nice. I mean, we'd be certain that it would be safe. We'd have our own key to lock the door to make sure nobody takes anything. And it's right in the middle of a city. Granted, we can't really go out because of the giants, but we're going to be taking care of that anyway. I think maybe we'll take a look around the rest of the town first, see what it's like. I don't need a house right now. Pity, I really want to unload that pit and get on with my real work. What sort of responsibilities does an internal affairs agent have here? Whatever is needed, and right now what is needed is strange and time-consuming. The main thing that would concern you is that I'm the mission dispatcher. Also, oddly, I've been given a mansion to sell. As you have mentioned. Back to looking around. At first, this seems like someone's home. However, everything is covered with a layer of dust. It's more like a museum display than an actual home. Strangely, someone has drawn the sun symbol of Avernum in chalk on the floor in the southeast corner. We were told that there may be an Avernite in here. You hear a man's hoarse laugh. It is coming from nearby, but you're not sure where. The voice says in between chuckles, "If you aren't Avernites, you'd be dead now. Be more alert, and come in." You aren't sure what he's talking about. Oh, hello there. This man is of average height and build. His appearance is nondescript in every way except for one. His eyes are intensely bright and alert. "I'm Dwayne. Welcome. I'm glad you've reached me." "May we speak with you?" He leans close and whispers. "Of course. I've eagerly awaited your arrival. I'm an Avernite from Unspec, like yourselves. Now that we have made contact, I have information." Unspec? "I'm Unspecified Services. Remember, your employers? I've been gathering information and waiting for colleagues to arrive." Why have you... it's good to meet a fellow Avernite. How have you been up here? "I don't miss Avernum at all, I'm afraid. Spine up here is intensely dangerous, but I wouldn't go back. The sunlight, the food... I'm sure you understand." Why have you been waiting for us? "I have things to report. A few odd facts. Leaders of the cities are confused. The Empire has quarantined the whole continent. There's a thieves guild in Lorelei. Nothing surprising. However, I have managed to worm out one invaluable piece of information. It's about Empress Prouzak." Why has the Empire quarantined this area? "It's truly insane. The Empire saw all the problems down here and simply went, 'We can't deal with this!' They closed the borders, sealed up the keep of Tenraya, and left. There's something about the monsters, the signs and roaches and so on, which terrifies the Empire. And Valorum is a wild place which they don't entirely trust. So there you are." Know anything about the keep of Tenraya? "Can't find much about that. Even asking about it is bad news. It's the biggest city in Valorum up to the northwest. Then some monster hit some monster even worse than everything else, even the golems. The whole place was devastated and the Empire walled it off so the creatures couldn't escape." Golems? "Gale to the northeast has been bombarded by waves of golems. Nasty, nasty creatures. Don't know much about it." What can you say about the Thieves Guild? "It's a guild of criminals. They no doubt possess much illicit information that would be useful to us. I know their leader is in the city, but I don't know where. I also know that they do a lot of business involving packages from Shader. If you could contact them, it could be very interesting, just so you know." What about Empress Prouzak? "The Empire is ruled by Empress Prouzak, we all know that. What I found out is that she's here. She's in Blackcrack Fortress, only 200 miles north. Come down to personally deal with the monsters. She's tough, but fair. If we can speak with her, we may be able to deal with her. Tell an Aximander about this as soon as you can." We will do just that. And thank you for speaking with me. As soon as we finish up in Lorelei, we will head down to Avernum. We got a couple things that we need to do down there. The bunker, and we have to report this to an Axamander as soon as possible. Back to looking around. Let's see. Lorelei Votech, for when you need to know it now. Ah, training. A woman with dark skin and hair stands to greet you when you approach. She was intensely studying a thick tome when you entered. I am Yukiko. Sometimes I go by Yukiko the Learned. Welcome, warrior. What is your job here? I am the chief instructor for Lorelei Vocational Technologies. What are vocational technologies? Vocations. You know, like killing monsters with swords, killing monsters with spells, killing monsters with poison and assassination, all those productive activities. We aren't like the University of Valorum, wasting students' time with non-practical knowledge. The upshot of all this is, if you want training, this is the place to come. Can you train us? Certainly! That is, if you are willing to spend the time and provide a donation for the school's upkeep. So what do you teach, then? Skills for exploration and battle. Warriors of Lorelei aren't always skilled, and I'm the one who gets stuck with doing the bulk of the training. Well, okay then.